Eurobus συνεχίζει την ευρωπαϊκή του διαδρομή. Είμαστε στη δεύτερη εβδομάδα και μόλις μπήκαμε στην Ισπανία.
Περάσαμε μια δύσκολη εβδομάδα, καθώς έπρεπε να εξοικειωθεί ο ένας με τον άλλον, αλλά και όλοι μας να εξοικειωθούμε με τον τεχνικό εξοπλισμό. Όσο περνάει όμως ο καιρός, τα πράγματα πάνε καλύτερα και έχουμε αρχίσει να το διασκεδάζουμε. Στην ομάδα θα προσθεθεί και ο φίλος μας ο Μαξίμ, που θα μας ανεβάσει το κέφι περισσότερο.
Κατευθυνόμαστε προς τη Σαλαμάνκα και πάμε να συναντήσουμε το Ροντρίγκο.
Και πηγαίνουμε να συναντήσουμε τον Ροντρίγκο Κορτές, ο οποίος Ροντρίγκο Κορτές είναι ο άνθρωπός μας στην Ισπανία. Έχουμε διάφορες ερωτήσεις να του θέσουμε για τη ζωή και τους ανθρώπους εδώ πέρα. Θα τον συναντήσουμε σε αυτή εδώ πέρα την πλατεία, έχουμε κανονίσει. Φαντάζομαι θα μας αναγνωρίσει, γιατί δεν νομίζω ότι κυκλοφορούν πάρα πολύ με μια κάμερα μέσα στο πρόσωπό τους. Hi. Alex. Hi, Rodrigo. How are you?
Hi.
Tanya. This is Isidorus on camera.
Welcome to Salamanca. Did you recognize me from my beauty?
Yes.
Well, we recognize you from your beauty, yeah. We asked around, we were asking for a very handsome man, and they say there's one sitting over there. Yeah.
Yes, it was okay.
Okay,
This way? Yeah, thank you.
You have to find a frog.
Is this an urban myth or is there a frog up there?
There's a frog. Promise.
Yeah.
It's supposed that only students that can see the frog can pass their exams. If they don't see the frog, they will fail.
No. Wait.
Where's your god now? People in Greece are thinking strange things about you now. Up,
yeah.
up, up. There it is, there it is.
There it is.
The school, and on the front, on the top of the school, the frog.
No one can see the frog over there. I don't think anyone has ever.
Everybody has seen the frog.
No one has seen the frog.
It's
impossible.
more like an illness from here, like a cancer, like a terminal.
Yeah, but
This is the university, the old university. It depends on how much money do we have.
tell me a little bit about your short film, because you know it's quite something. It's the most awarded Spanish short film ever. That's
Yeah,
Is
that's
that right?
It won about 56, 57 prizes, I don't remember now.
Right. Wow. And what was it about?
15 Days is comedy, a mockumentary, a fake documentary about a guy that decides he can live without money at all. So he
tell
lives
me.
using the TV shop. Is that the right word? You understand the concept?
Like telemarketing.
Telemarketing, okay.
Yeah.
Using the telemarketing concept of using products and returning back them in 15 days, because he says he's not satisfied, completely satisfied. So he uses everything he needs for 15 days, for a couple of weeks. Then he says he's not completely satisfied and he turns them back.
El triunfo o el fracaso de cualquiera en este pequeño y desastrado planeta se ve probablemente definido por encima de cualquier otra cosa por lo que uno consiga aparentar que es. Y la apariencia que uno logre de sí mismo probablemente dependa por encima de cualquier otra cosa del dinero que tenga. Y sin embargo, un oscuro personaje parece haber vivido durante más de 25 años al margen de toda norma. No se conoce la posesión de una sola peseta en su haber, ni una sola peseta. Nada en él denota que pueda ser un hombre rico, pero por sus manos han pasado 3 docenas de automóviles, 172 registros oficiales de cambio de vivienda y ha residido en al menos 12 países diferentes del continente europeo. Ha vestido siempre la ropa de los más caros diseñadores, es extremadamente culto y ha convivido con cerca de 2 centenares de mujeres diferentes, siempre en periodos de 2 semanas. Aparentemente no es nadie, su aspecto es el de cualquiera. No frecuenta el mundo de las finanzas ni el de ningún tipo de élite. Es escurridizo como una anguila y se oculta en el anonimato de la clase media acomodada. ¿Qué hombre puede haber vivido durante más de 2 décadas de forma tan extraordinariamente solvente sin poseer el más mínimo rastro de dinero? Ese hombre es Cástor Vicente Zamacois. Esta es su historia.
Λίγο πιο κάτω έχουμε ραντεβού με τον φίλο μας τον Μαξίμ, το 4ο μέλος της παρέας, ο οποίος γνωρίζει καλά γαλλικά, ισπανικά και κάνα 2 άλλες γλώσσες να μας βοηθήσει λίγο να συνεννοηθούμε σε αυτές τις χώρες. Βέβαια τα ελληνικά του είναι λίγο μυστήρια, αλλά να τους. Πιστεύω θα μπορέσουμε να συνεννοηθούμε. Μαξίμ! Καλώς ήρθες.
Socioculturales.
Σήμερα είναι η μέρα του Σαν Ισίδωρο, που είναι ο πολιούχος της πόλης και δεν λειτουργεί τίποτα. Αλλά από ό,τι έχουμε καταλάβει γίνονται κάποιες εκδηλώσεις σε όλη την πόλη και θα προσπαθήσουμε να τις εντοπίσουμε, τα πιο ενδιαφέροντα πράγματα.
El brillante, esto es el bar El Brillante.
¿Sí? ¿Y qué se hace aquí?
Aquí churros, porras, calamares, muy típicos. Los calamares son típicos de este bar.
¿Es típico de España de comer a este día?
Normalmente comer porque es comida de comer a gente enseguida y marcharse a trabajar, porque vienen con la hora justa, entonces en un momento se les sirve el café y se van corriendo a trabajar.
¿Y qué se puede comer aquí?
De todo, bocadillos, raciones, pinchos, montaditos, hamburguesas, de todo, hacemos de todo.
¿Y qué tipo de gente vienen aquí? ¿Qué tipo de gente vienen aquí?
De todas clases, desde artistas, actores, de todo. Trabajadores, obreros, todo, de todo. Chicas guapas, chicas feas, pero de todo. Sobre todo mujeres bonitas vienen mucho y hay que mirar ahí para ver a mujeres bonitas.
¿Son buenas?
Son muy buenas. Las mujeres son todas buenas, mientras no se demuestre lo contrario. Hoy es San Isidro, los churros, la verbena de San Isidro. Se come mucho churros con chocolate. Hoy es el patrón de Madrid.
¿Cómo se hace el churro?
El churro con harina y agua. Y una masa, se amasa y luego esto es una masa y eso es otra. La misma harina y el mismo agua, pero distinta.
Yo soy el churrero. Mi compañero hace. ¿Esto para qué? ¿Para qué? Estos churros y esto porras.
Hoy es el día de San Isidro. ¿La gente se pone en la fiesta?
Sí, San Isidro, la costumbre de Madrid es todas las semanas fiesta. Pero hoy es el día clave porque el hay un que se llama un cerro en San Isidro aquí, que es un campo, que se junta todo el mundo, se hacen barbacoas y eso, y se celebra lo que es la festividad pura del patrón de lo que es Madrid.
Mira, ahí empieza, a la derecha, de esa primera calle a la derecha.
Είδατε, ο κόσμος αυτός γιορτάζει για μένα, τον Άγιο Ισίδωρο, όνομα και πράγμα.
Calimera, carinita. Vamos. Buenas tardes, buenos días, buenas noches.
¿Y estas ropas?
Típicas. Son las típicas de Madrid. Son las típicas de Madrid.
Es histórico.
La chula y el chulo.
¿Y todavía sigue estando típico?
Sí, para ahora sigue estando típico
Para este día, ¿no?
Para estos días, exactamente, para estos días.
En las verbenas que hay en Madrid, que hay varias verbenas, la Paloma, San Cayetano, entonces también se usa
San Antonio. San Antonio se va a pedir novio. Llevas un alfiler. Se lo pones a San Antonio por la mañana cuando oye la misa y es para que te salga novio.
¿Y encuentra?
Sí,
Siempre hay alguno que se escurre.
Claro, siempre hay alguien que se escurre.
Siempre
claro.
encuentran alguno que...
Pues muchas gracias.
De nada, ¿eh?
Hasta luego.
Muchas gracias.
You're a Spanish filmmaker.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you a little bit about Spanish film. Spanish film has received wide exposure and distribution over the last few years. And it's strange because it's a non-English speaking, obviously it's non-English speaking, it's Spanish speaking. I was just wondering if you could tell me a little bit about tell me a little bit about the state of the Spanish film industry. Why you think this is happening? What has changed that has made Spanish film so widely distributed and exposed in the last few years?
This situation is not as good as you think. Maybe abroad you see the 3 good movies we do in this country, or the 4 good movies. This is not a good situation. I don't think that, for instance, talent is a real value in this country. There's not a real industry, and sometimes I think that people play. Producers play, they are producers. Directors play as if they were directors, but they don't do a really serious work. Anyway, directors are changing, especially young ones, and I suppose that's one reason for that change abroad.
Στη Μαδρίτη έχουμε ακούσει ότι η ταινία, η ισπανική ταινία που συζητείται πολύ αυτόν τον καιρό λέγεται Torremolinos 73 και πάμε να βρούμε τον σκηνοθέτη, να μας πει μερικά πράγματα για την ταινία του, λίγα πράγματα για το ισπανικό σινεμά κλπ. Εδώ ψάχνουμε το κτίριο Δέλτα. Εδώ είμαστε.
Tiene que salir mal, así será. Solo basta que el destino pretenda jugar. No hay más que bromear para que te tomen en serio. Tener un problema y no encontrar el remedio. Como el moroso que huyó de su cobrador, solo le bastó dar 2 pasos para encontrárselo de frente. Vaya fracaso, no es casualidad lo que yo te diga. Es mejor tener un horrible final que tener horrores y horrores sin fin. La experiencia se consigue cuando ya no se necesita. Entras por una puerta y por la otra se va tu cita. Deseas algo durante toda la vida y cuando lo tienes ya no lo quieres. Siempre es más fácil hacerlo de forma difícil. Di que no y luego negocia, imbécil. Si buscas no lo encuentras. Si hay boli no hay papel. Si hay papel se va la inspiración. Querer echar un polvo y no llevar condón. Si hay tiempo no hay dinero y si hay dinero no hay tiempo. La pesadilla tan solo este momento. Quería sol pero una nube vino. ¿Qué vamos a hacer, queridos amigos?
This is my little production company and a minority co-producer of this movie. I'm like the tiny producer. I had to put some of my money, and I can feel something. I think my wife is around here. There she is. She's my pregnant wife, Yuko. She's shy. Say something. She's an associate producer of the film.
Is she?
She appeared. Associate producer.
She has to say something.
I think so.
I'm associate producer, yes. Go ahead.
This is like the Star Trek. This is where I sit down, I feel like Captain Kirk, and I go like this. I have to email, faxes, computers, and when I write and think about it. Right. And this is the poster. Here we are, Torremolinos 73. Okay, I was looking for the record. Okay, what are the things about Torremolinos 73? It's the soundtrack that is just came out today. It has great music, because the thing is, in the 70s, Spanish music was really groovy. Very, like, look at this. This is Tony Ronald. And maybe you recognize when it starts the repeating song. It's called Help.
Oh, you recognize this?
You recognize this? And now, ¿qué pasa? But we're supposed. You're not moving, Alex. You're like.
We're supposed to be moving.
You're supposed to be like.
Kind of thing. Okay. This is good.
It's a very good soundtrack.
So this is in the market. I can go and buy this.
Yes. Like.
Say $16.99.
$16.99.
Nice. A T-shirt. Nothing.
We have T-shirts too. This is Where are the T-shirts, Yuko? Where are the T-shirts? Where are the T-shirts? Torremolinos 73 T-shirt. There? Okay.
In the laundry or
Under
what?
the bed. Let's see.
Under the bed.
I don't find them. I'm gonna find a dead body here. Yuko is gonna find the T-shirts of Torremolinos 73 while we sing, while we listen to the song "Help" of Tony Ronald. Torremolinos 73.
This is excellent. There's a back. There's a back.
And
to
this is
this
like
as
we
well,
have the 70s message: "Make love, no war."
Nice, nice. It's a beautiful touch. And the package, you can get it for 20.
Yes, and for in Greece we can sell it for $18.99. But there's even more. Is there anything more that we can sell with Torremolinos 73?
You can sell Torremolinos 73. That's the best. That's the best deal. Because, yeah. Okay.
I think this is embarrassing, Alex.
This is,
I've been
now,
like selling.
I think we're not. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's exactly. You don't ask, you don't get. Now people have to know that there's T-shirts on the market.
La la.
Is there anything else?
I know. I'm just. This is gonna be the end of my career after in Greece. Nobody's gonna. This is a pathetic film director trying to sell his movie in Greece.
I think people are going to actually, associate. They're going to sort of
identify.
Identify. Everybody wants to sort of, get something with their name on it and get it out. It makes sense. Okay, so we're in Madrid and we're talking to the director of the Spanish film of the moment. Is that a fair thing to say?
I think so. I think the Spanish film of the century.
Okay. All right, even better for us. Could you give us a little introduction? Tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit about this film you've made.
Yes, my name is Páblo Berchér, and I'm the writer-director of Torremolinos 73. And it's been a very long journey. It's been 5 years until we get to the premiere of the movie. And the movie is the story of Alfredo Lopez, a book salesman, that with his wife Carmen, a beautician, they have to make pornographic movies to survive in the early 70s when Franco was ruling Spain and where any nudity or anything about sex was absolutely forbidden. It's a tragic comedy.
Este es Alfredo, vendedor de enciclopedias y marido modélico. Su sueño, ser director de cine. Esta es Carmen, su mujer, peluquera de profesión y ama de casa por vocación. Su sueño, ser madre. Alguien les va a ofrecer una oportunidad que cambiará sus vidas.
Realizar películas educativas en sus propias casas mientras copulan. ¿Alguna pregunta?
¿Cuánto por película? No lo vamos a hacer y ya está.
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien.
Muy buena actriz y muy guapa.
Pero el cine puede ser un gran negocio.
Tengo una idea estupenda para una película larga. Torremolinos 73.
So we are getting close to my movie theater.
So this is where it's playing, right?
Yes, the biggest movie theater in Spain.
This is it. First of all, tell us where we are, right? Because this is actually an important film street in a way.
Yeah,
right?
this is Gran Via. Gran Via is like Hollywood of Spain. It's like all the big movie theaters are here. Right. So you have a Capitol, you have Palacio de la Prensa, you have Callao, Avenida. There's all movie theaters all around Gran Via. But the most important movie theater in Madrid is Capitol. And here it is. Here it is.
Torremolinos 73. Let's see that.
That's our movie. That's our baby.
So how's it going?
It's going great. It's been fantastic. It's #1 Spanish film, you know. We cannot fight with X-Men 2. It's the big movie of the moment, but as a Spanish movie, Torremolinos 73 is doing very good. The average per screen is very high. I drive them crazy here to this movie theater. Every time I walk, I live around the corner, I come and ask them, how is it going? Are we making money?
Equipo profesional, 35 milímetros, encargado de sonido. ¿Va?
Coge porrón. Alfredo, que se come el decorado.
Enhorabuena, Alfredo. El rodaje está siendo un éxito. Esto es un desastre. ¡Corte!
Javier Cámara, Candela Peña, Torremolinos 73.
Thank you very, very much for this.
You're welcome.
And best of luck with your film, with the
Thank you,
festivals,
Alex.
and hopefully we'll see you in Greece.
I would love to.
One of our fine festivals.
I would love to visit Greece.
The mysterious X woman.
Tell me a little bit about the state of Spanish TV. Are you satisfied with the quality of programming? Give me an idea of the range of programming you get here. Like maybe you can give me a good and a bad example of Spanish TV.
I guess Spanish TV smells as bad as any other TV all over the world. I don't think that quality is a value really for TV in any country. And if you want a bad example, I can tell you 95% of programs, so I can tell you one. If you want a good example, for instance, Los Guiñoles del Plus, which are an example of good TV with brilliant scripts, good dialogues.
Equipo Galáctico no estará en final de Liga de Champiñones. Afición está desolada por el 3-1 y jugadores por el baño. Es imagen de día.
Sí, bueno, ¿no? Qué palo, ¿no?
Sí, muy fuerte.
Por lo menos nos queda el baño, ¿no?
El dinero se está quedando frío.
¿Pero tú no sientes los colores o qué?
Sí.
Ah.
Estamos en la sala de Guiñoles.
Sí.
Todos los personajes de las noticias del Guiñol. Personajes de actualidad nacional e internacional y todo el vestuario.
3, 2, 1... ¿Y dice usted que los socialistas quieren quitarnos las pensiones? ¿Y Felipe qué? Sigue con el paro, despilfarro y corrupción, ¿no?
Del Madrid mejor no hablamos, ¿verdad? ¡Qué carácter!
Los guiñoles son manejados por dos personas. Una persona maneja la boca y los ojos, ¿vale? ¿Ves aquí los ojos, la boca, los párpados? Y por detrás otra persona maneja con manos tal. Entonces ahora vamos a ir.
Dios, qué caos. Que se presente Ana Palacio.
Hola, Presi.
¿Qué pasa en Arabia Saudita? ¿No eran amigos?
Sí, pero como son árabes
Y encima inauditos.
Ana, no.
No, perdón, son integristas.
Musulmanes.
Muslamen, son muslamen islamistas radicales chichis.
Chichi no.
Chichis no, son chichis no.
Pero los chichisnos no eran los de Rusia. ¿Y por qué me miras todo el rato el... ¡Ah! No es lo que parece, no es lo que parece. Pero tú no estabas cuidándome el desierto. Sobre eso precisamente, el permiso para hacer la piscina...
Humanitarios sí, pero nos queremos bañar, ¿eh?
Y etcétera, etcétera para todos.
We get the impression that Spain today, in Spain today, there's a lot of activity, a lot of productivity in a variety of fields like fashion, architecture, design, for example. Is this something that's actually going on? Is it something that you feel happening around you more so than a few years ago, perhaps?
Yeah, sure, it's happening. But I would say it especially happens in towns, I don't know, like Barcelona, in Catalonia, which is a kind of design city. They really know how to do that there. I don't know why, they have that spirit. It's a very different town. It's more, how could I say it? It's more European.
Πάμε στο ΦΑΤ. Το ΦΑΤ είναι το Ινστιτούτο Design εδώ στη Βαρκελόνη. Φέτος διοργανώνεται εδώ η χρονιά Design για το 2003. Πάμε να δούμε τι γίνεται.
So this is FAD.
This is the new building for the FAD. This is an old monastery, which is a convent of Los Angels. Angels is the angels.
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 Yeah.
This building, inside it has the public space for the people to meet at the FAD, which is the cafeteria and the information places. So the auditorium and the offices for the 8 associations it has inside. These associations go from architecture and interiorism associations to
clothing design,
designing, to graphic design, and all the categories of designing, even television and communication and new technologies design. All this happens here, and the whole thing is called FAD because each association has a specific name. All of them are inside here. But here is the meeting point, because these associations are working always linked with the public institutions in Barcelona or some other associations, doing things like this year of the design, which involves not only inside here as much as the whole city and the whole state.
So it's what you were telling me just a minute ago about how people in Barcelona sort of always work in this way, always work in this type of grid. So it's not just an organization for architecture does the architecture. So it's sort of a city where it's ideally everyone designs what's best for its citizens. It's a citizen-driven city in a way.
I'm not sure that everybody designs in Barcelona.
But
everybody knows or has touched the consequences of design and knows the consequences. So people get used to has an opinion about how things are better or worse. For example, there's a culture of designing.
So tell us, who are you and where are we?
Okay, I am Emili Padrós, designer from Barcelona.
And we are now at the Palau de la Virreina, which is an exhibition space here in Barcelona, in Las Ramblas, one of the main streets. The name of the exhibition is Alehop, the FAT, the FAD, this big institution. It's the 100th anniversary of it. So it was this idea of celebrating it, but to make it not something for ourselves.
It's 100 years old, this institution.
It's an institution that's promoting the design of quality here in the city. This exhibition is part of this big celebration, of this big event. And the slogan of the Year of Design, it's the Year of Design, the year of almost everything. No? The message is that everything that's surrounding us, it's been designed. Design is a profession, is a discipline, which has to do with the creation of objects. And this means that someone had to think about there was a problem to solve, and there was a solution that through an object it could be somehow improved. So design means to think about this solution, to think about the object that it's going to solve that necessity, and it's going to solve it in the best way.
So Barcelona seems like a city where they really take care of the aesthetics. They see the importance of the aesthetics more than other cities. This is what my feeling. I
think it's the feeling of the people coming from abroad has of it.
Is it like
Which
this?
I think is of course we have. There is a tradition. There is a long tradition in design and artistic disciplines.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
One of the questions I want to ask you is it a country of two speeds? Like a Spain that moves very quickly towards Europe, towards the future financially, and a Spain that's sort of stuck in tradition? Is it something that you see happening?
It happens that many people live in the past. They don't want to see that they live in this century, in this country. They want to resurrect all the battles, all fights. But it's also, of course, developing very, very quickly. But I think that, as I told you before, it happens all over the world. I don't think that all of the countries are losing much of their identity for a global identity, which is similar and more similar each time. But those traditions are really, really strong still in Spain. They do work too.
Tell us who you are, what you're doing in Barcelona, what your business here is.
Well, Interlace is a company that works with cities and regions like Barcelona and Catalonia. And we work on particular these sort of areas, districts of cities that are designated to become the catalyst for the knowledge economy. We develop strategies that in a way connect the global economy and the global economy of innovation and knowledge in particular with a particular place.
And what you specifically do is basically acting as the middleman between the community and the city and the companies just to make this happen, right? Because presumably there are difficulties in introducing a new economy to a place that's used to its own, to its own economy and its own rhythm. Because presumably, the change is bigger than just, a company opens here, right? If it's a widespread thing.
Yeah, and interlace is, the word means interconnect. And what we often do is we
interconnect the existing parties, the existing stakeholders and players in the game. And we connect the universities with the industries, we connect the politics with, in a way, maybe the city politics, the regional politics with the politics in a specific location. And we also advise cities how to understand what innovation is and what knowledge is. Much like you're asking, okay, what is a knowledge economy? How does innovation work, and how can we understand, how can we maybe measure the intellectual capital, the IQ of a city? Innovation, science and technology are part of life. And in Barcelona, this is something that very consciously is being encouraged, to say we're creating a high degree of density and diversity of functions, to actually make people understand that technology is not something you read in the newspaper, but technology is something that happens next door, as you see here in these buildings. When we work with the European Commission, and what we see there is that they're trying to encourage people to be highly mobile. But not mobile in a way that you're creating a brain drain, that you're creating all the people from Spain going to Germany or going to the US, but to actually create internally within Europe a mobility.
You're trying to move away from the model of a business park, because the business park generally is something that people, especially sort of a young entrepreneur or a young professional, doesn't want to travel to a place and work 20 kilometers outside in a cold environment of glass and steel. Right? They want to live in the community.
Absolutely. They want to be part of a community. Also, what we see from a purely innovation or knowledge economy point of view, it is actually a productive ingredient to have a creative urban culture around you.
Right.
Rather than, so you don't have that much anymore the rocket scientist going to a monastic environment outside the city doing his rocket science stuff.
Right.
What we find is that the most open and diverse cities are attracting the most talented people. And not because the jobs are necessarily there, but because also in part the jobs will come.
Right.
And our generation is more and more expected to be entrepreneurial. We're expected to have ideas, and if you're working for a big company and you have an idea, if this company doesn't pick the idea up, a city or a region is trying to give you the instruments to create the company yourself.
I see.
That can work with your idea. Here we're outside Barcelona Activa, which is the local economic development agency of Barcelona, and inside here they run an incubator, which is it's like a big space in which they have office spaces for young startup companies. So if you have a young person from Barcelona or even outside, a foreigner, has a good business idea, they will try to help you to raise funding, but they also provide you space over a limited period of time. Together with administrative support, they give you lectures and programs on how to run a business, what accounting means, and legal support and so on, trying to help those with ideas to build a successful business. Actually, as a coordinated big district, this is the first time this is being done. And the European Union is very, very interested in this because it becomes a model for an urban knowledge society.
Right.
And which is highly relevant. And also what we're doing, we're connecting the experiences we gather here, the good examples we gather here and across the European Union, and we bring them to emerging or candidate countries in Europe. So we connect the best practices across Europe, always with a learning country, maybe, as it were, to help them to maybe jump a few steps in catching up. This is something very European. I think this is something that in American science parks or cities, in the American understanding of innovation and knowledge and economy, is not so represented. Whereas in Europe, we have a unique opportunity really to use our local, very local, and the various different local cultures and places and values we have to enrich the production of innovation and knowledge. If I look at myself, why I moved to Barcelona, in a way, it's because the city, apart from the sun and the sea and the good food, it offers something quite unique, that it offers a certain set of values also. It offers that you're part of a culture that has values, that has a kind of societal ambition rather than a kind of imposed political image or a non-existing set of values.
We hear a lot about the Basque situation, the situation in the Basque region. And their sort of plea for independence. We've also heard about a movement in Catalonia, which is a lot less extreme, but it's similar in that this movement basically wants an independent country in Catalonia. What I'd like to know is this a big thing, first of all? You know, is it actually happening in a large scale, or do we just hear one extreme part of the story? And the second thing is, what does that say about sort of Spanish identity? Because in the European Union, we're moving towards a unification, we're moving towards perhaps a single European identity, and we see that within countries, people are fighting for separate identities within the country. Could you tell me a little bit about this Catalan issue?
Yeah. First of all, people in this country don't used to say separatism when they talk about Basque Country, but of terrorism, because they live it from within. On the other hand, it's the most manipulated thing in this country for political reasons. The Catalonian movement is a little bit different, it's less violent, but it really exists. It's not a small movement. It's very important in the Basque Country, in Catalonia, less important in Galicia. That's a good question when you talk about identity, because we have a very divided country in that way. The feeling of the Spanish is very individualistic, and sometimes they are fighting between each other instead of working together, and that's a real problem that happens here. It's difficult to talk about the identity because there are different people trying to have the best piece of the pie.
Πάμε να συναντήσουμε τώρα τη Μάρτα Βιντάλ που εκπροσωπεύει την νεολαία της Καταλωνία και θα μας εξηγήσει λίγο ποια είναι η ιδιότητα της Καταλωνία. Marta Vidal.
Por la cámara intuyo que eres Maxim.
Sí, sí, sí. Hola, encantado.
¿Cómo estamos?
Sin pensar, ay que voy todo ciego y esperar.
Mira, aquí es curioso.
Sí, eso iba a decir.
Aquí nos encontramos en Cataluña a principios del siglo pasado. Hubo una corriente arquitectónica que era el modernismo. Y uno de los exponentes y de los arquitectos más famosos fue Antoni Gaudí, que precisamente el año pasado aquí en Barcelona y en Cataluña fue el año Gaudí, el año internacional. Y aquí tenemos una estatua precisamente de Antoni Gaudí.
Ah, Gaudí.
Sí. O sea,
¿Y quién es exactamente?
Antoni Gaudí, aparte de ser de uno de los arquitectos que impulsó todo el modernismo y que te puedes encontrar monumentos repletos por Cataluña y en Barcelona, la Pedrera, la Sagrada Familia, el Parkway, muchos monumentos de él. Fue uno de los defensores de que Cataluña pudiera tener un estado propio. Antoni Gaudí fue una de las personas que la policía española acogió en reivindicaciones que hacía él nacionales y que la policía española, cuando en una entrevista lo cogieron en la comisaría por hablar el catalán, lo empezaron a pegar y lo dejaron cao absolutamente simplemente por hablar su lengua, ¿no? Por hablar el catalán. Y es uno de los exponentes también que, aparte de su arquitectura, también como perfil nacional de Cataluña, ¿no?
¿Cuál es un poco la situación de Cataluña en España? Que iba a decir que de lo que sabemos que hay una independencia, que hay reivindicaciones de independencia o de más grande autonomía. ¿Me puedes explicar un poco?
Sí, a ver, un poco es difícil, porque para poder explicar realmente, porque hay una parte de la gente de aquí que queremos vivir plenamente siendo catalanes, ¿no? Nos hemos de ir a 1000 años atrás, es decir, Cataluña es una nación milenaria, cuando aún no existía España sí que existía Cataluña.
Es que con el tema de la guerra, por ejemplo, hemos visto que tanto en Madrid como en Barcelona hubo un movimiento bastante grande y no hubo como una unificación del pueblo español dentro con esta cosa
Sí, hubo un mensaje que fue en toda, evidentemente fue en España y aquí en Barcelona fueron las manifestaciones más grandes que hubo en todo el continente europeo, ¿no? Que esto también significa o se traduce del carácter catalán. Cuando yo te hablo de que quiero un Estado propio, te hablo democráticamente. O sea, yo creo que el Estado ha de ser por las urnas. En ningún momento quiero que haya ni lucha armada ni que hayan situaciones de guerra. O sea, eso evidentemente lo dejo en un cajón, ¿no? Ni me lo pienso, ¿no? Y Cataluña siempre ha sido históricamente un país pacifista y de hecho cuando hace unos años aquí aún había el servicio militar obligatorio, Cataluña era la comunidad autónoma de toda España que tenía más objetores de conciencia, que no querían participar del que es un ejército, no porque sea español incluso, ¿no? Sino por el hecho del que significaba tener que participar en una situación armada, ¿no? Entonces Cataluña siempre ha tenido un talante democrático y yo creo que es parte de nuestra virtud, ¿no? Tenerlo así porque de otra manera esto nos da más fuerza para cuando yo te estoy diciendo que quiero vivir plenamente siendo catalana, te lo estoy diciendo de una manera democrática sin pensar en que hay algún día una situación de guerra en España como se puede suceder en otros países o en Palestina o en Israel o como sucede en el País Vasco que hay una lucha armada, ¿no? Nosotros en Cataluña, por suerte, hubo unos brotes de terrorismo a principios de la democracia que eran los de Terra Lliure, pero por suerte se disolvió y todas estas gentes están participando en partidos políticos democráticos.
Bueno, vamos a ir.
Venga, vámonos.
Well, we have to wish you the best of luck with your ambitions, your plan ambitions and everything. Thank you very much for the guided tour of Salamanca.
I hope you like
the
it.
alternative guided tour of Salamanca.
Okay.
And for everything.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you very much.
Really pleasure to know you.
Likewise, likewise. Take care of yourself.
Bye, Greece.
Say goodbye, say hello and goodbye.
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rondrigo Cortés.